Meanwhile, raids across the U.S. ramping up tonight. Top Trump officials, including the border czar, descending on Chicago. Our Stephanie Bertini joins us right now with more on what's going on there and also information on a major raid that just took place in Colorado. And on top of that, also a look at this week's immigration moves by the federal government. A lot of movement there, Stephanie.
Hey, Arthur. Yeah, from deportation flights to federal raids in cities across the nation, we've seen swift and some unprecedented moves when it comes to immigration during the president's first week in the Oval Office, declaring a national emergency at the border. The administration says the crackdown on illegal immigration and the border will continue. These are images of a federal raid in Colorado. Agents reporting nearly 50 people who they say are in the country illegally were picked up. The operation targeting a Venezuelan gang. Top officials from the Trump administration are in Chicago this weekend as an immigration enforcement operation is set to deliver on the actions the president has promised when it comes to those who are in the nation unauthorized and on immigration overall. The governor of Illinois sharing his take.
When we're talking about violent criminals who've been convicted and who are undocumented, we don't want them in our state. We want them out of the country. We hope they do get deported. What they're also doing, though, and it's quite disturbing, is they're going after people who are law-abiding, who are holding down jobs, who have families here, who may have been here for a decade or 2 decades, and they're often our neighbors and our friends.
Immigration has been front and center during President Trump's first week in the Oval Office, with ICE raids happening in cities across the nation. The message from the administration is criminals are the first targets, but not the only ones, according to the border czar.
If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table. Because it's not okay to, violate laws of this country. You got to remember, every time you enter this country illegally, you violated a crime under Title 8, United States Code 1325. It's a crime. We got military on the border, not only helping us with departure flights on military planes, but they're helping to build infrastructure. They're putting up Constantino wire. They're down there to create a secure border.
The administration has sent 1,500 armed active duty military troops to the border, shut down refugee arrivals, and the president signed an executive order to end birthright citizenship, which a federal judge from Seattle days later put a temporary block on. Vice President J.D. Vance reacting today.
I obviously disagree with that judge, and these things, some of them will be litigated. That's the nature of our constitutional system. But here's the basic idea of President Trump's view on this. If you are a lawful permanent resident or a legal immigrant who plans to stay, your children, of course, should become American citizens. If you come here on vacation and you have a baby in an American hospital, that baby doesn't become an American citizen. If you're an illegal alien and you come here temporarily, hopefully, your child does not become an American citizen.
The Trump administration has said federal agents can move into sensitive areas like schools and churches. And while that's getting pushback, we're also seeing support for the many actions and orders regarding immigration enforcement here at home. Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman said Nassau County Police and Sheriff deputies are fully cooperating with ICE and other federal agencies to round up illegal migrants, starting with the worst first. The Justice Department said last week federal prosecutors are to investigate state or local officials who stand in the way of immigration enforcement. Arthur.